Now we got the primers designed by Primer Blast. They should be quite alright. You can do some additional things to test them out. So first I take one of the primer sequences from primer pair 1, copy it, and then I put it into the Oligo Analyzer, as you see here. It says something, spec sheet, I have no idea what it is. Target type, DNA, oligo concentration, sodium concentration, magnesium concentration. You can play around with that. I just put some numbers in which usually fits. You're going to work with different kits and types of polymers in this project anyway, so I would say that these do not have the biggest impact on how your primers will perform. But we can do another test, and I just added a comma instead of a full stop. We do the analysis. You're told what the primers is and the complement to the primer, the length, GC content, melt temperature. If you notice something, the melt temperature is different than the one you got from Primer Blast, and really depends which kind of algorithm they're using, molecular weights and a lot of other things. But that's not the interesting thing. We want to see if our primer is able to fold up with itself. This is called a hairpin, and we get some images here. You should notice one thing, that the temperature it gives is at 25 degrees. That's not really relevant because you're going to work with the temperature in the PCR around the annealing temperature, which is going to be 55 to 60 degrees. So I will just do an update. Wondering this, and then it says us if there's very little no using high temperature, then the default make it odd results. Yes, fine. We have a look of the most commonly one. The most important thing is that if it makes a hairpin, it should not do it in the 3' end, because the 3' end, which I'm circling now, is the area where the polymerase will attach to, and there's no such indication. If you're very careful, you can go through all the images, but they all have a positive delta G, and it becomes higher and higher, so the chance that this will happen is extremely small. So the conclusion is hairpin formation is not really an issue for this primer. Self-timer means if the primer can do anything with the other, with itself, like base pairing with itself and make some kind of primer dimer, no, it will not do that, and especially not in the 3' ends. Again, the ends where the polymerase is going to attach. So, fine. We see here, not really an issue. So that's excellent. Heterodimer, yeah, well, we need to add the other primer, and you need to test that in the same way. Primary sequence, and we need the secondary sequence. Copy, paste, calculate. Again, 3' ends, might be a little around here, but not really anything that will create issues. And now you're just asking me, why not? Based on my knowledge is that these are not really, might be something here, but the 3' base in the both of the primers is always, but it's only 3, 4 out of the last 5 bases that are able to do this. So in reality, I would say this is fine. I don't have an issue here. So now you need to test the other primer on yourself for hairpin and self-dimer, and then you're done. So this was the primer analysis done using IDT, one of the biggest suppliers of oligos in the world. Their software called Oligo Analyzer. There are also there's something called Oligo Explorer, I think, from Sigma. That's fine too. It doesn't really have to be one or the other. But so feel free to test around if you want to. I can't say the one is better than the other. Thank you for listening.